So, not so long ago, I think like 2 weeks ago or something, I watched the Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle, right? And honestly, I don't know why people were surprised it was good. If you've watched the Demon Slayer anime, you'll know, like, their animation's a step above anything else. And realistically, when you're watching a show, that's what you want. You want enjoyability. Like, especially movies, sure you can argue a series is more important for the story to be crazy and everything. But for a movie, all you really care about is hype and like interest. You know what I mean? Demon Slayer has that by miles. So why does it matter? I don't know why people thought, oh, is it gonna flop? Of course it's not. No wonder it's breaking records. It's Demon Slayer, guys. Now I'll be hearing some stupid people talking about, oh, but Demon Slayer is so overrated. And okay, sure. There's solo leveling in the corner, right? With their shit ass animation. People talking about it's the best anime they've ever watched. It's the only anime they've ever watched. That's the real correction, right? I don't want to hear no people say, oh, this is carried by its animation or whatever and hype or whatever. When fucking Sung Jin Woo versus Beru looked like it was the result of like a fat ass toddler coloring around in a page or whatever, and people are like, oh my god, hype animation. Are you stupid? That look like ass. I don't care what y'all have to say, okay? Ass aside for Sung Jin Woo's, of course. Listen, compare to some of the garbage animes we get. Y'all gotta give Demon Slayer a pass. It deserves. Okay, there are better stories. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. But like, dude, when I was telling my buddy, let's go watch Demon Slayer or whatever, I'm gonna go watch it. He's talking about, oh, let's go watch Chainsaw Man. Fuck Demon Slayer. Like, bro, I'm sorry I'm not edgy like that. I'm sorry I don't need to see my main character get violated every 5 seconds to feel like this is realistic. Like, bro, are you all serious? I mean, let's just get into the review. I don't need to yap about this shit. So, of course, I think most people were here expecting Zenitsu versus Kaigaku, right? I read the manga a while ago. I didn't know exactly what fights were gonna take place here. I did think Zenitsu was gonna take place. I did think Shinobu was gonna take place. And I wasn't sure if the Akaza fight was going to be completed because there's two more movies, and I guess in the other two movies it's gonna be like Upper Moon 1, Kokushibo, Upper Moon 2, Doma. Both of their fights probably gonna conclude, and the last movie is probably just gonna be Muzan, right? So, it was good. It was enjoyable. I mean, the only complaint I had about the movie, I watched it in English, so I was happy about that. I didn't have to read no subtitles in the movie theaters while I'm snacking and everything, right? But yo, Mitsuri's voice was horrendous. I'm sorry to say it, but like I was right beside them audio shit or whatever. She had the voice frequency that like fucks with your eardrums. It hurt. I don't know what was up with that. Each time she screamed, I was like, even when she talked normally, I had to cover my ears. I don't even hate Mitsuri. I like her a lot, but like, I didn't know it was like that. Like, I'm sorry, but that was bad. Aside for her, I'm glad we barely saw her, but like that kind of gets me afraid for the next couple movies. She's gonna scream and do a lot of shit. So there's that. But aside for that, Zenitsu Kaigaku fight was really fast. Makes sense though. Both of them lightning users, wanted to end in a flash, but from the manga, I felt like it was supposed to last a lot longer. However, like the smack talk felt longer than the actual fight, if that makes sense. Still a great fight, underrated. But I think a lot of people find it to be the sleeper fight of the series, and yeah, I agree. Shinobu versus Doma, I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit at the part where she's like, I'm too small. I'm too weak. How I envy Guillaume. And I'm like, okay, right? Because the thing is, like, I was watching with my older brother. He's pretty tiny, too. He's not tiny, tiny. I'm not trying to expose him or anything, but he's shorter than average man, right? So I was like, that's you, realistically. Cause damn, bro. I mean, it was a good fight. It was a little bit emotional, but it was bound to happen, right? Whoever you make like the biggest figure in the story in the back, yeah. So as I was saying, she was like in the corner and everything. Normally, it's that character that dies. You know what I mean? So even if you haven't read the manga, you probably should have suspected it was going to happen realistically. But don't worry, right? If you're sad and you think, you know what, I'm quitting Demon Slayer, I never want to watch it again because of that, because Shinobu was my favorite. She kind of comes back in a way, kind of like how Rengoku came back in this movie, right? So yeah, there's that. Her fight was nice and everything. I honestly, I feel like her fighting style was done justice, right? The way that like she just film and after stabs the dude in the eye, it's like jump scare material, right? I feel like that was clean. I kind of liked her fighting style the most, probably. Yeah, honestly, aside for Akaza maybe. But now, Akaza's fight definitely the highlight of the movie. Has to be. I mean, it took literally most of the movie to complete and everything. I was surprised. I honestly thought, like, dude, are we gonna go through all of the fights in this movie? Because Shinobu's concluded pretty fucking quick. Zenitsu's concluded pretty fucking quick. I thought that was like 10 minutes into the movie. Both of those fights were done. So I'm like, damn, are we gonna do all the fights? Are they gonna add extra content? But no, the Akaza fight lasted a long time. Alright. His backstory, I was expecting it. I found it kind of funny too, because my brother, when we saw in the movie where Rengoku dies, right, to Akaza, he was like, fuck that demon. And I told him, like, just you wait till you see his backstory. Because, bro, I mean, it honestly, in the manga, it felt sadder for some reason than the anime. Anime still was sad. I feel like they just don't know when to implement the sad music. They just make it more of a shock factor, like, oh shit, everyone's dead. Just like, what the fuck? Still, I gotta give it his props. It was a good story, right? His backstory was nice and everything. You feel for Akaza. He fought very well. I don't. Also, I'm going to make probably a list of the strongest Hashira. That fight is going to be heavily depicted upon because a lot of people, want to say Giyu was like fucking strong because Giyu held his own. Realistically, you watch the movie, it felt like Giyu just got smacked away and then right away came back with the mark, which is like a 10-time upgrade. And Akaza immediately adapted to his strength. So, Giyu was mostly there to hold Akaza back while Tanjiro is like leveling up his skills to actually behead Akaza. It was a good fight overall. I liked it. I think it was the highlight of the movie. Then after that, we see a little bit of Kokushibo, and it's like, whatever. We see a little bit of Doma and Kanao. We see Inosuke going to Kanao, if you didn't know. So yeah, honestly, overall, that's the thing that I found funny, though. At the end, we see Inosuke telling the crow, take me to the strongest demon or something like that, right? Now, I don't know the manga perfectly, but I know Inosuke fights Doma, okay? So he steers a different way from the crow, being like, okay, no, I feel something here. I'm guessing that's where he goes to Doma? Or he feels, I don't know. I think so. I might be missing some stuff. I read that shit in like 2020, bro. 2019, right after the anime finished. So yeah. I think 2020. So yeah, what I'm wondering is, was the crow gonna bring Inosuke to Kokushibo or something? Because if he was, bro, that would have been evil. That would have been no longer a trio with him and Zenitsu and Tanjiro. I don't care which of the trio went to see Kokushibo. If they had, they'd be dead. I'm sorry, even Tanjiro's not coming out of that shit alive. So a lot of them got lucky. Not gonna lie. However, at the same time, I always think like, oh, different matchups. Imagine if like Gyome fought Doma or something. Gyomei and like Sanemi, I think they could have taken down Doma. Maybe Sanemi would have held Gyomei back a lot. I do think most of the demon slayers, believe it or not, are stronger than the demons they're fighting. My opinion. The only thing is the regen hacks is insane, right? Demon Slayers, oh, your lungs are fucked, you're kind of screwed. Oh, you got your arm cut off, you're kind of screwed. Demons, how many times did you slice their head, not head off, but like how many times did you slice them in half and they just regenerate that shit? Doesn't matter to them. So yeah, if you had given the humans the regen hacks, then yeah, they would have probably had no trouble against the demons realistically, right? Yeah, there's that. So I'm gonna end it there. I think the movie was good at the end of the day. It was easily at least an 8 out of 10, right? You can put it higher. It's probably the best. I haven't even watched that many anime movies realistically. But yeah, it surpasses anything One Piece made, right? I don't care what y'all say, but One Piece Red, bro. That shit was hyped up just because of that one chapter where they show a little glimpse of Uta. Or else no one would have given a shit about it. Alright. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Try not to dox me for this takes or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be it, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. Little review of the Demon Slayer movie. They didn't do much, but yeah, I like those fights and everything. If you wanna watch it, maybe wait at this point. It's gonna come out next year on like Crunchyroll or something. I hear it's already out in some illegal sites. It was leaked or whatever, so you could watch it there too. But I don't know nothing about that. So yeah, thank y'all for listening. I'll see y'all next time. Adios.